Well, I mean, you left the door open when I told you not to.
Did you?
No, you left the door open.
Did you
I did tell you to close it. I said before you left.
I'm sorry. The cat is
Alright.
I made Mikey have an angry. Welcome back to the GIMP Mavericks. Ethan had to use the tinkler, but he is the one out there because it has a urinal in it, whereas the one in the master bedroom here doesn't.
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah, the sink, the urinal.
Oh.
I mean, you have a double. This joke isn't going anywhere. Michael's just...
I have no idea what he's saying, folks.
Michael's just contemplating his life like, you can just use the sink as a urinal? What? Oh my god!
Oh, that's what you meant? Oh, Jesus.
Except he didn't understand
Fuck.
He did not understand the goof. Mikey's playing now, so everything will go much faster because he's a much more skilled gamer than I is.
Well, I guess what I will say is I've never had the patience to finish Ninja Gaiden. I've actually not played it for very long though, so maybe I don't know, we'll give it a shot. We'll do a one-off of Ninja Gaiden.
I mean, I could easily get to the last boss.
Yeah.
But it's whether or not I can actually beat the final boss is what's making me hesitate doing a full playthrough.
Okay.
You know, there's a right there. There's a Swatch. There's a Nintendo right there. There's a Wii U right there.
In the GBA version, they have like a little red star there instead to kind of show you that it's like, hey, there's a thing here. I think they might have a block over it still, though. So it makes it a little bit easier to figure out, but not too. Come on. Okay, I guess I can't kill the Tornadotron.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Well, starting as of now, we have run out of things to say.
Yeah, that's the thing about playthroughs. Why I don't do them that much anymore. We gotta keep it going.
Oh, well, we exhausted all of our laughs the other day. Can we talk about how ridiculous retro gaming prices are right now?
You have an even better frame of reference for that than I do, so go ahead, right ahead.
Well, give me your introduction first while I swallow my Skittles.
Well, okay. When I first met Ethan, it was 2013. We started our freshman year of college at undisclosed university. And I was just like, oh yeah, nice to meet you, Ethan. I'm really into retro games and I collect some stuff. And he's like, I am too! In fact, I have the best game room that you have ever seen, Mikey. And I own all of these fucking expensive games. They're even more expensive now. And then he took me to his game room back in his hometown, which we recorded, I think, Mega Man 6 and Little Samson at.
Mm-hmm. That's right, we did Little Samson too.
I fell asleep during that playthrough.
You didn't fall asleep.
I was like... there was probably a part there where I didn't speak for a good 20 minutes. And that's probably when I fell asleep.
Small Samson?
Yeah, Small Samson. Samson Pequeño.
I had to take a little siesta. Just like Mikey took a little siesta last night at 5 p.m.
Okay,
and
well,
it turned into...
we can talk about that later, maybe.
No, it's fine, because Mikey needed the rest. He absolutely needed the rest. But
we can talk about how ridiculous my school is. But yeah, like, when I first met Ethan, I was proud to own, like, maybe, like, 3 or 4 NES games, have a few old consoles. This was before I got into modding them and stuff. And then Ethan was like, oh yeah, I play retro games too, and I collect a bunch of them. And it's like, oh really? You're the first person my age I've met who does that. And obviously it was because you grew up with some of those systems, like the Genesis.
yeah, I grew up with the Genesis, but like the NES I had no idea existed until 2008 when I started watching The Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yeah, and then of course Ethan started collecting stuff, and this was back in 2009-ish.
2008 was when I started, but yeah, a lot
well,
of
you
my
could
collection
tell
came-
us about what prices were like back then, Ethan.
It's hard to... I mean, you can just go to videogamepricecharting.com and you can see historical prices, but like in 2009, like a copy of like Dinosaur Peak for the NES was like $100.
That's Flintstones too. Surprise at Dinosaur Peak for
Flintstones,
the
Surprise at Dinosaur
uninitiated.
Peak, which now the game is between $1,000 and $2,000. Little Samson. I got Little Samson in 2011 for $190, and now it's $2,000. Like it is.
Oh, you own Dinosaur Peak?
No, I don't own. I don't own Dinosaur Peak. No, that one.
Jesus
That's the one that I
Christ.
missed. I missed the train on that one. But like not Nicole. Mikey and I have gone around, and like every single PS Vita game is now $100, and I remember buying those when they were brand new. And like I can't afford this hobby anymore because I don't have my income is not all disposable income like it was when I was a youngster, and I just and I would just
A mere 5 years ago when I was but a youngster.
But a youngster. No, even when I was like a senior in college, I wasn't buying games as much anymore because they were too damn expensive. Game prices peaked in 2016, and then they were slowly going. What level are you on?
I know where they all are.
This next one's on level 4 or 3. Oh, the airship. Yeah. Next one's impossible to miss.
Anyways, continue.
Sorry, I have to look for my other soda pop. When in Rome, do as the Romans do and drink lots of soda pop.
The Romans were famous for their soda pop.
Exactly.
The republicanism and
they had Mountain Dew Major Melon thousands of years before it was born in the United States.
Yeah, they had a distillery and they would smash all the melons with their feet.
Where are you going?
Trying to find the thing.
It's all the way in the bottom right.
Okay, because I know it's in this room.
It's right there.
Yeah.
No, it's not that one.
Oh,
Shit.
fuck.
You can't go back. We'll have
That's
to replay
wonderful.
This level.
Oh well, at least we can leave. And that's another thing I hate about modern platformers is they'll do the thing where like find all 600 trillion collectibles in this level.
600 trillion.
It's like some ridiculous number, and it's like I like looking for that stuff.
But they're missable.
Yeah,
they're missable.
They're missable, and I hate the fact that
you need a guide to find them all.
Yes, but it's like, it's like fine, but now levels are 10 minutes long instead of 2 to 3 minutes long, like they used to be back in like the SNES kind of days. And they do this thing where, like, in this game, I can go into a level, hit the switch I missed, and then just press start and select it and leave.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore. Like, in a new game, if you leave the level, it will reset everything, and it will not save any of your progress.
It will do that. Hop right back on in that room.
And Crash Bandicoot definitely does that. The new Donkey Kong games do that, which drives me nuts. Because
Accident Bandicoot.
Yes, Accident Bandicoot and Collision Bandicoot.
Collision Detection Bandicoot.
And because it's like the Donkey Kong Country games, which I know you've played with me, you know of them at least, even though you don't love them or anything.
You have to go up. You have to go.
I know where it is. Oh, it's not here?
No.
I could.
Oh
God!
I told you not to do that.
Okay, here's the thing. In the GBA version, you can do the inflate with A, but you can't do it in this version for some reason. You have to press up.
For the reason is that they just didn't. They made improvements to it.
Yeah.
It was stylistically designed to be that way, Mikey. Yeah, you have to go all the way north, all the way east.
That way, but we can diminish the effect of it.
Yeah, we've been talking in the George Lucas voice this whole time. You're going the same place again. Oh, don't die, Michaels. I keep thinking that those fans are gonna hurt you, but they won't.
Yeah, they kind of look like. Okay, there it is.
Yep. I know where they all are, Ethan. I know where they all are.
Well, I know that there was one in this ship.
I know. I'm just
Okay,
busting. I'm just busting your nutbag.
Yeah, see, like, I can go back, get the one thing I missed, and it's like a tiny level, too. But it's like, you play Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and each one of those levels, because you have to, like, look in every nook and cranny to find those fucking puzzle pieces. And it's like, if you miss one, they make you replay the entire fucking level all over again. And it's just, I just don't have the patience for that shit anymore.
I don't have the time for that shit anymore. Like, I can't afford to buy games anymore because every Nintendo.
Oh, I guess that's not ground.
I know. It's a beginner's trap right there. I bet they've fixed that in the GBA version where. That's a simple mistake. Like, It
Well,
looks
at least
like
it's the
ground,
kind of
but
thing
it's not.
it kills you once, and then you're like, okay, I get it. And in this game, lives are plentiful when you have unlimited continues and a save feature.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
like this game is easy. So, and if you have a continue, it's not very long to get back to where you just were.
Fuck! Alright, I guess I'm not getting that one.
What is it?
I don't remember.
It's not a switch. It's not a blah blah blah. I think it's just a goodie.
It's not a Bob Lobla?
I can't. You know me. I inherited my mother's brain where she just stops mid sentence.
I inherited her brain.
Well, really, I just stutter a lot, and I just stop my sentences mid-sentence because I have to, my brain buffers.
For some reason in the GBA version, this boss is an elephant instead of a turtle.
What the hell is this? Is it a dung beetle?
I think it's a turtle. It has a shell.
Well, it could be an armadillo.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I honestly still have no
or a
fucking clue.
ladybug, but the green. Maybe
Well,
it's an Asian beetle.
all of the bosses have multiple palettes, so I guess I assumed it was a turtle because it was green.
I can't tell. We could probably look it up. Throw. I'm seriously surprised at how advanced this game is. Just how much there is. And it looks so good on this screen.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely... I wish they made a PVM that was 32 inches or 27 inches.
Oh yeah, that is the only reason. I mean, like they do, but they're like $10,000.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Because these were only meant to be used as basically previews for like footage when it's being shot. Speaking of George Lucas, everybody go watch footage of go find your copy of Attack of the Clones on DVD and open up the special features. You would think that DVD would be a dead format by now, but it isn't. Like, they still fucking make those things, and people are still buying it, and I don't really know why.
I understand Blu-ray, because it's nice to have a physical copy of your
Oh, you mean dead format as in physical copy?
I'm both. Especially DVD, but the fact that Blu-ray never took over like they wanted it to, it never, like, reigned dominance, because people still fucking bought DVDs. But, like, it's nice to have your physical copy of your Samurai shampoo here. your Samurai conditioner. Body wash and conditioner shampoo 3-in-1. It's nice to have it. It's nice to have it. Like, and your discs of Neon Sega Genesis Evangelion.
Mm-hmm.
I still have to pay you for this too. Because you're gonna give me discs for your
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. That was a while ago.
I'm stitching together a Neon Genesis Evangelion set. I'm only missing 2 more discs.
Because for some reason Netflix made their own dub.
Yeah.
Could they not get the license for the old dub or something?
I have no idea. It's just some sort of rights nonsense. And I see you have the same thing down here. The Neon Sega Genesis Evangelion. And Michael sighs as Ethan pulls the same lame joke twice in a row.
He has... Okay, so folks, you have to understand this. He has made me watch... There was like this clip of Family Guy where Peter's farting to a thunderstorm to like hide his fart sounds while he's in a meeting. And he has shown that to me like 4-6 times since he's been here.
I keep playing it because the joke now is that I keep playing that same thing.
So it's not funny, but it's like the first time
you said it was the best fart
No,
joke
that's what I was about to say. Like the first time, it is the funniest fart joke I have ever seen in my entire life. But it's like, you know, like you can only laugh so hard at it for so long before it gets old. Because it's not surprising anymore.
It's not surprising anymore.
Well, that's how comedy works. It's about surprising you.
I know. Or me, as well as many other great comedians. Many other great comedians think that all comedy is based on some form of misery. There's my mom brain again, stuttering every 2 seconds. Just how she is, and then by design, that's just how I am. Just like she gave me my left ear is a 1/4 inch lower than my right ear, so none of my masks or my glasses can be fitted properly upon my noggin.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I never noticed.
I notice all right, because every time I wear a mask...
Well, I mean, you notice because you're wearing them. I don't... I didn't know if you were, like, embarrassed of it physically or
No, I'm not
something.
embarrassed of it physically. It's how I look, but it's annoying functionally.
Oh,
because...
this is actually... This room right here is actually a fantastic example of a really basic level design concept. I'll go back and show you.
The next switch is going to be in the
So
dark
this
room.
challenge-based games are based on something called evolutions and expansion. This is evolution 1, guys going up and down. Evolution 2 plus an expansion. There are 2 guys moving in different directions plus an additional one. This is an evolution where all 3 of them move. And then you get to hear it. It's like, you know, we have an expansion. We have 3 of them moving up and down plus a guy on the side. And it's like...
Show, don't tell.
Yeah, so this is basically... That's very encapsulated, a very basic design concept presented for you, the folks at home.
Yes, Mikey is a game designer. Watch out for his new game, Microwave Mike.
Watch out, Microwave Mike, you're going too fast.
the killer app of 2022.
Yeah. We might get that game put on Steam after it's done.
Well, is it free or like $1?
Right, it'll probably be free, because that's the only way that the school is willing to release it on Steam. Is if... I don't know. Because the goal is to get people to play it, so that we as the students get some exposure and we can put it on our portfolio and say, hey, look, we published a game on Steam, please hire me. But then all of you guys who have been watching my videos, everybody always says this. In,
What videos?
Everybody always says, like, when I tell them, yeah, I'm going to school for game design, they're like, oh yeah, you're gonna be really good at game design because you talk about it really well.
So therefore, yeah.
And so therefore, you're good at making video games. Then they're gonna play a game that I worked on and realize, oh, you're actually really shit at this.
Yes, Michael is shit. No. I have no doubt in his ability to make something genuinely fantastic.
Well, it's less about ability and more about endurance. You do not... every game you've played that's good was once bad.
Yeah, the only problem nowadays is that is that you see the bad version first, and then they fix it later gradually
Exactly.
as time goes on.
Historically, because basically, the way that games are designed or have been produced has changed over time. But there are certain things that have stayed the same over time. And those things have become increasingly unsustainable,
like
as games have gotten bigger in scope and
AAA
expense.
games take so long and are so glitchy and so buggy that it's just completely unsustainable anymore.
Oh, it's like everybody always yells at the developers for it, but it's like they don't want to release the game that way. They want it to be good.
Exactly, but they take 30 years to complete. Like...
Yes, but the publisher wants it done now.
Yeah, the publisher wants it done yesterday, and then you get Cyberpunk.
Yeah. And
like,
Cyberpunk is even worse.
It clearly wasn't done.
Cyberpunk is even worse because they also outsourced a lot of the art in some of the other stuff to, like, Taiwanese studios, and then they pay them pennies on the dollar for what they pay the people in the actual studio. So, like, it's built on abusive work from other countries where they don't have their own game industries and have to rely on people from outside the country to, you know, for their income, essentially, and for projects to work on. And it's like they make them work a bunch of unpaid overtime and then treat it like it's normal, and it's just terrible.
Yeah, there need to be more indie games, or there need to be more stylistically easy games, or else the games are already too friggin' expensive. Like, it's a market that can't sustain itself at this rate.
Yeah.
It's like that, and they need to re-release old video games in an easier format. It's like, Nintendo, you can't pirate our games, but we're not gonna let you have any of our games.
Yeah. Well, it's like every time that controversy comes up, I'm always like, why not just, if you care about game preservation, you can just buy a real copy of it.
But real copies are...
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, you want a copy of... for the NES game and experience some firsthand. Not firsthand. Maybe edit that little clip out. It's not that that was racy, but like
you're teabagging that bear trap.
Yeah, exactly. You play Wampum for the Nintendo and look at racist imagery and cultural insensitivity, and in all of its blatant glory, and oh yeah, no, it's a fun little side-scrolling game. Yeah, $83. Like that's how much it was when I went to a couple months ago. It was $40. Like
Jesus.
I'm gonna be eventually. I do want to get a full set of like Nintendo games, but the prices
including World Championships.
No, I'm not. I'll never get stadium events, and I'm never going to get Nintendo World Champion.
Not even a repro.
No, it's well, a reproduction of that doesn't. It's not authentic. It's gonna be with the exception of that game. Because I do have a lot of the really heavy hitters already.
Not Porcupine Peak, apparently.
No, I don't have that one, but I already have a plan for when I'm going to acquire that one. First of all, I'm waiting for some of the historical high prices. There you go. You're right. It's fascinating that you knew that.
Well, when you play... Well, so much for that.
Exactly.
That's something I hate
games,
about...
You get really good at them.
That's something I hate about this game, particularly. By the way, that that health that I wanted is gone now.
Yeah.
That's something I hate about the earlier Kirby games with the copy abilities is that there it is. Even though the fucking Switch refills your health anyway.
Oh, it does. Yeah, why? What's the point?
Well, if you go into that room after you've already hit the Switch on a replay, I guess.
I guess.
But it's like... By the way, this is an interesting tidbit. So obviously, the power-up I have right now is called Freeze, right?
And those ones are Freeze Shoot.
And those ones are called Ice, and it goes in front of you. In a later Kirby game, these would both be the same power, and you just press a different button to do both of them. They kind of do that also with Burn and Fire, because those are both fire abilities, but for some reason they're separate things in this game. But what I really hate about the older Kirby games with the copy abilities is every time you get hit, you lose the power.
Well, what are you supposed to do? You don't lose it, or
in later games, it's randomized.
Sometimes you lose them, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Well, so just like Sand the Hedgehog, I hate how every time you lose every ring.
Well, that's a little bit different because you're not losing a mechanic from doing that. It's more akin to the shields, actually. Except here, you can recover the ability if you're fast enough. And it's like...
And as long as you carry at least one power-up, you won't die upon getting hit.
Well, it's like I keep saying that the best way to play this game is with the regular Kirby mechanics. Because it's like, they don't have as much input latency, and you always can rely on them. So, and they do more damage, generally.
So what do you think of, heckin' Korbin's Dream Land for the Nintendo Game Boy?
I mean, that game is like a cute little tech demo, basically. It's not very long. It's maybe like 30 minutes.
I swear I started 3 different conversations and I forgot my stories. Like, what was I talking about earlier? I know if I ever watch, I'll probably go back and watch this at some point, but I'm going to be like, I started 3 conversations and I forgot where each one was going to.
Alright, so this one, obviously, I have to wait for him to stop and then hit him.
Meanwhile, I'll keep burping into the microphone.
I'm gonna get a hammer. Hammers are the most desirable power-ups in this whole game.
Because you can pound.
Yeah, you can pound pegs, and you can break certain blocks. There are only a few things that can break those blocks. A fully charged UFO attack will do it. No, this is the place I'm thinking of.
If you can keep the friggin' UFO attack for more than 5 seconds.
Well, the reason the UFO is the best is it has beam, laser, and the ability to fly around freely all at the same time. And all activated with one button as well. So that's what makes it so desirable, and it can break those blocks. But obviously, you can use the hammer and the stone for it, but the stone you can't use underwater, the hammer you can. So there's one level in this game, I think in the 5th world, which is this one, where you need to take a hammer underwater. You have to get past a bunch of wheelies. It might even be this level right here. Okay, and I'm gonna guess that this level has a bunch of stone men.
It's a Rockman. It's
Rockman
Gutsman and Cutman and Gutsman and Cutman and Cutman and Gutsman and Cutman. Robots.
You know that one Ruby Spears Mega Man cartoon?
What?
Which is it's called Ruby Spears. It's the one where Mega Man looks oddly realistic. It's the old cartoon, the
Now
American
I've got
one.
your power. That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I didn't watch it. I just watched the YouTube poop, which is
yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because it sounded like you were quoting a YouTube poop made from that thing.
Yes. It's Gutsman and Cutman and Cutman and Gutsman and Cutman and Cutman and... Fuck. I wish I could find that thing again. It was really funny. They made Dr. Wily say fuck.
That was the standard of humor on the internet at the time, folks.
Yeah, which was the style at the time. As I was tying an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time.
Is that a Homestar Runner reference?
No, it's Simpsons.
Oh.
It's from the episode The Front. I think it's from The Front. When the Union episode, they get Union Busters, which is like, I don't know if it's the episode or not. It's like, oh, they get. Grandpa Simpson tells Mr. Burns a story. He's like, yeah, we just get him.
Which is especially funny considering that Mr. Burns is even older than Grandpa Simpson, and would probably remember that.
Yeah, I know, but it's one of the Simpsons continuity errors where it's like it makes sense for a joke, but.
Well, I mean, it still makes sense because Grandpa Simpson is senile.
Old. Yeah. Grandpa Simpson is. I guess that makes sense. But yeah, even canonically, because in season 1, Abe is 82 years old. And then even the very next year, Mr. Burns' age is revealed to be 81.
Yeah.
So yeah, Grandpa Simpson is technically, well, then they change him to be older and older and older to a point where it gets to be, yeah, I graduated from Yale University in 1881. It's like, yeah, so you're 130 by the time season 1 came around? Yeah, shut up. The future is now, old man. And by season 5, he's already 104.
I'm as spry as a 104-year-old.
Oh, the world's for Simpson's evil 104-year-old man. No,
there's a later episode.
He dresses up as Jimbo to try to get them to get the oil, give the oil to
Apparently, there's a later episode from a later season you probably haven't seen where Lisa gets chased by a dog.
Are you episode 5-4?
Oh, yeah, I guess we should wrap up.
No, we're not quite there yet. I'm just wondering,
it is 1:30 on the thing.
Yeah, we're good. Remember, we took a break a few minutes ago. We have 2 more minutes, Mikey.
Can you finish the whole world in 2 more minutes?
No, we're not trying to make it that perfect. Come on, let's be reasonable here.
Fuck.
Let's be reasonable. I just want to make sure you don't miss the next switch. Dingus. Just kidding, you're not a dingus. Ethan's a dingus. Oh. Ooh.
I'm just kidding, you're not a man.
I'm just kidding. Alonzo doesn't fart. Alonzo, if you're watching this, you got sweat all over our pizza the other day.
Oh, that's right. We were going to tell the story about the drive-thru.
Right, the story about the drive-thru. You know what? We'll tell you the story about the drive-thru on the next episode of Game Mavericks. So you have to come and join. You have to join us next time. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this dead channel. Maybe we'll update.
I was just about to say, even Alonzo's not going to watch this playthrough.
No, there's not a chance that even Alonzo never watched any of our playthroughs. But who knows? Maybe we'll get 13 people watching. But we're watching this video simultaneously, and they're like, "Hey, Gimp Mavericks is back." But yeah, no, join us on the next episode of Gimp. Merry Christmas, y'all.